Yo, Bears Nation, this just dropped like a bomb at Halas Hall. Over $17 million could be changing hands to bring Caleb Williams the ultimate weapon he needs. Yeah, you heard that right. And according to ESPN sources, a former Commanders All-Pro, a playmaker who breaks tackles and racks up YAC like nobody else, is on Ryan Poles' radar to turn our offense into an unstoppable machine. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows in the Windy City. Because while Poles is looking to supercharge the attack, our very own Jaylon Johnson, an all-pro who's been the lockdown corner of our secondary, is fighting for his job, and his future in the Navy and Orange is hanging by a thread. And to top it all off, Brad Biggs, a Bears insider, just brought to light a roster issue that nobody in Chicago saw coming, a situation with the long snapper that, if not fixed, could cost us crucial games and derail the season. So if you trust Ryan Poles' process and want to join the real Bears Nation, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Bro, listen up, because this is what keeps me up at night, what makes me dream of a Super Bowl in the Windy City. Deebo Samuel to the Bears. Can you imagine the explosion of talent? ESPN's Aaron Schatz, a guy who knows what he's talking about, not just anyone, dropped the bomb. Deebo Samuel, the former Commanders star, could be that missing piece to make Caleb Williams' offense unstoppable. Y'all don't understand. This isn't just a clickbait rumor. This has logic. It makes sense. It has the DNA of what Ryan Poles has been building. Think about it, fam. Schatz argues that the Bears, under Ben Johnson's philosophy, use two tight ends a lot. We already know that. But the crucial thing here is that we need a third starting receiver who is a real threat, who complements Rome Odunze and Luther Burden III. Right now, who do we have? Khalif Raymond, and with all due respect to Khalif, the guy is 31 years old and has less than 300 yards in the last 2 seasons. He's not the playmaker who wins you games. The other option is Xavier Thomas, our third-round pick, who has potential, yes, but he's a rookie. And Deebo is a cheat code. This guy, after being traded to the Commanders from the 49ers, had a resurrection, a brutal improvement last season, 72 receptions, 727 yards, and 5 touchdowns, plus a rushing touchdown. That's not an upgrade, bro. That's a statement of intent. That's going from a Honda Civic to a Ferrari in our offense. With Caleb Williams throwing the ball, imagine Deebo's versatility. You put him in the slot, and it's an instant mismatch. You put him in the backfield on a jet sweep or as a running back, and he's a nightmare for defenses. His ability to break tackles, to generate yards after the catch, YAC, is elite. He's a guy who turns a 5-yard play into a 20-yard gain. Poles' front office has been building around Caleb with a clear vision. First, the offensive line, then weapons like Odunze and Burden. Bringing in an established, proven playmaker with that spark like Deebo would be the icing on the cake, the move that screams, we're going for the Super Bowl now. It would be a bold move, a statement to the entire league, and if it happens, fam, get ready, because the NFC North won't just tremble, it will implode. The Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, they're gonna have nightmares about the Bears offense. Keep it a buck, this is what the Bears need to be real contenders, to go from promising team to beat. The question isn't whether Deebo fits, the question is how much are we willing to pay for that piece that catapults us? Because the impact would be incalculable. But okay, bro, let's bring down the Deebo hype a bit to talk about something that has me frowning on the defensive side of the ball. Jaylon Johnson, our All-Pro, is fighting for his job. This is crazy, man. Just a couple of years ago, Jaylon was untouchable. 2 straight Pro Bowls, All-Pro. He was our lockdown corner in the secondary. The guy who shut down the opponent's #1 receiver. He was the personification of the monsters of the Midway in the modern era. But last season, injuries destroyed him. Only 7 games. 17 tackles, 1 interception, and only 2 passes defended. 2 serious groin injuries, the second requiring surgery. And now, with the arrival of Malik Muhammad in the draft, things are getting tense. And I dare say the situation is more precarious than many want to admit. Muhammad has already said he's coming to fight for a starting spot, and he's not just any rookie, bro. He's a talented guy with the mindset of a competitor. And while Tyreek Stevenson is the one most likely to be replaced, Jaylon's injury history is a giant red flag. He's only played 1 full season since he arrived in 2020. That's a pattern, not a coincidence. He has 2 years left on his contract, and if the injuries persist, his future at Hollis Hall is more uncertain than Chicago weather in spring. This is where the harsh reality of the NFL comes in. When Jaylon is healthy, he's elite. He's a top cornerback in the league, no doubt. His coverage, his instinct, his ability to make plays, it's everything you want in a CB1. But the best ability is availability. And if you're not on the field, it doesn't matter how good you are. Poles' front office has shown to be ruthless when it comes to making tough decisions for the good of the team. They don't marry anyone. If Muhammad explodes, if he proves to be a consistent and, most importantly, durable player, and Jaylon doesn't regain his level or continues to deal with injuries, we could see him out next year. It's a complicated situation because, as a fan, you want to see your stars shine, but as an analyst, you have to be realistic. The NFL is a business, and the investment in a player must justify his performance and his presence on the field. The pressure on Jaylon this year is immense. Not only does he have to return to his all-pro level, but he has to prove he can stay healthy. If he doesn't, as much as it hurts us, his time in the Navy and Orange could be coming to an end. And that, fam, is a tough pill to swallow, but it's the truth. And now, fam, to close this analysis with a flourish or with concern, depending on how you look at it, let's talk about something many overlook that they underestimate, but that could be a huge headache, a real silent cancer on a football team. The long snapper. Brad Biggs, our trusted insider, a guy who doesn't mince words, put it on the table. We don't have anyone on the 90-man roster who has snapped in an NFL game. No one. Scott Daly, our long snapper for the last 2 seasons, went to the Buccaneers, and now we have Luke Elkin and Bo Gardner, 2 rookies. Elkin was already here last year and lost the competition to Daly. Gardner won the Patrick Manley Award, which is good. It's a recognition, but he's still a rookie. Ben Johnson admitted it, and this is key, fam. He himself said it's a phase that's often overlooked, that's taken for granted, but then he added the damning phrase, a mistake on special teams usually wins or loses ball games, and the Bears, bro, we know about that better than anyone. We've lost games due to special teams errors that make you want to pull your hair out. A bad snap on a punt, and the opponent has the ball in your territory. A bad snap on a field goal, and you lose crucial points. An error on an extra point, and it costs you the victory. If these 2 young guys don't perform, if they don't show the consistency and precision required in such a specialized position, Poles and Johnson will have to go to the market to find someone, and it's not as easy as it seems. Good long snappers are like good referees. You don't notice them until they make a mistake, and when they make a mistake, the impact is immediate and brutal. So, while it may not be the sexiest topic, while it may not generate the headlines of Deebo Samuel or Jaylon Johnson, it's something to keep a close eye on. It's a critical position, a fundamental piece in the special teams machinery. We don't want a bad snap to ruin a drive, a crucial punt, or worse yet, a game we could have won. It's a reminder that in the NFL, every position matters, every detail counts. And if we don't handle it well, this small concern can turn into a gigantic problem. What a day, fam. Deebo Samuel, Jaylon Johnson, and even the long snapper. The Bears always give us something to talk about, always keep us on the edge of our seats, for better or worse. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about the Deebo rumor? Do you think he's the missing piece or an unnecessary risk? Are you worried about Jaylon Johnson's situation? And most importantly, are you as paranoid as I am about the long snapper issue? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe so you don't miss any of the best Chicago Bears coverage, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single analysis. See you in the next video. Fam, bear down.